Hey, what's going on, guys? Hello, hello, hello. MC Fire here, tapping in with you guys. We are. This is a Friday. Um, Friday the 14th of February, and we're coming at you again. Not in the studio. Still kind of under the weather here, but improving. So all those who are concerned about my health, definitely improving. And shout out to the team as trades improve as well. First thing we're gonna kind of bring to the front of the classroom is wanted to bring Tesla to the front of the classroom. So we got in yesterday off a break of this setup. It is an uptrend, and it already has already moved pretty considerably. So we want to go ahead and prepare to roll Tesla because it's made about a $10 move here. Take some profits off the table for Tesla, the one that we got in quite yesterday. I think we also have a APD, also probably rolling that as well today, or closing APD today. We only got this for 7 days. The reason why I would just take the money and run, even though there's probably a lot more argument to say that 332 is definitely in the realm of possibility because of the rotation. Tested and did that several times. Also, post earnings held up around the same value that it's been consistently, and I don't see any reason why it won't complete rotation. We just got it on the cheap side. Don't like to see pretty nasty drops like this, but it is an opportunity. But we only got it for I think like like a week and a half or so. So in the next 7 days, you're gonna get way more theta decay than normal. Most contracts expire have the steepest decay drop in the last 7 days, and so unless it really accelerated, I don't see a real reason to go ahead and keep this on through that data decay. If it kind of mills around here in fair value, we're just gonna go ahead and close it today and take our profits and run. And it'll be at a 92% rate anyway. Just to put that in perspective, it'll be because the strikes were really tight. I think our buy strike was right at the money, and then our protection strike was at 320. So it's at 315 currently. So not too crazy there. But let's get into some in plays here. Just kind of full disclosure. That's what we'll be doing at the open. Wanted to bring those to the front of the classroom. So let's go look at FXC here. Yeah, so FXC, if you're noticing, massive drop there. Nice juicy setup candle right here. And if you look previously, the massive buys didn't really break the low there for this green candle, this green candle, and this green candle. So this one, if we can get break the low, we'll potentially take the trade to the downside. It is in a downtrend. Granted, yes, 3 ATR, but pulling back to 21 is actually a pretty good spot to look to potentially take any trade. If you're a version to the mini trader, this is probably where you'd be getting out anyway. So momentum could shift the other direction. We also are still tracking XLRE on its way walk up. Yeah, kind of same deal. Been a pretty accelerated pop to the downside there, pretty nasty, and then nice rip to the upside. We did try to take the short here. It failed, which is like we took that as a 1 bar stop from this bar here. So kept our risk relatively tight. We might get another opportunity here to take to the downside. The market doesn't have to move just because you jump in it, and we're totally okay with that because we set our risk on the front end. So keeping those emotions in check, especially for this play right here. This play, good setup. You got a squeeze here with momentum turning dark blue, which is saying momentum might be setting into the downside. So this could be pretty advantageous for us. We get a break below this, which could cascade into a break below this one, and then a massive follow through. That's the idea. So, or it could be a trend shift. We'll see. We'll see if that plays out, shakes out that way. But yeah. We also have, let's see, we wanted to bring to the front of the classroom some of ones that they have us watching, they being friends and family. not the not Big Brother. But yeah, so we have CACI, right? CACI has taken a massive drop. I know when I gave to friends and family the buy recommendation, it was like in this or this block of price action right here. We got like a massive sell off here, 3 ATR with significant buying, which would have been pretty good for what I recommended, which was like a 3 week play. Like, hey, you get a short term 3 week play. I typically do 3 week plays. That would have worked out flawless as a reversion to the mean, and you would have got out like literally right on time before the massive drop. And that's exactly what it did, right? 3 week play, boom. Next couple of days, failure, right? So at this point, if you're looking for a reversion to the mean, this is setting up here. But you know, I think it was voiced looking to be a longer term trader. So I was like, well, we just wait and see for a trend change and a pullback into that trend. Like something like, let's see here, trend change here, right? If you get a trend change and it's flat, then yeah, you can take a buy, start setting up for potential gains, really kind of lay into your position and stuff like this. Really good stuff. But this, there's no reason to be buying anywhere close to this, especially if price action is just failing the way it is. You also have Lockheed Martin I want to bring to the front of the classroom. Now, to the point, though, real quick, we're to the point. Again, downtrend, rip, and then what do you want to do? Short that rip. So, boom, break a low. Yes, it granted is on earnings, but boom, break a low of this green candle, and then it spurs on this massive drop. So if you're a short seller, you know, it worked out flawlessly for you. Lockheed Martin is kind of in that same basket. Massive drop there, rip into the moving average cloud, and then massive failure. So very much so in tandem with each other, almost. I'd like to think that. But what's a little different than, let's say, Raytheon or some of the other defense contractors, if we're bringing them to the front of the classroom. We also want to bring Caterpillar to the front of the classroom. It isn't a downtrend. This one's a little bit more risque. The reason why I bring this to the front of the classroom, there is some buying action here, but really for support. If it breaks, could potentially see a really capitulation to the downside there in a big way. So yeah, there is some rotation sitting in here, but because buyers, well, you got on this side, right, on the rotation, negative candle, people coming in late, and it rallies against them, whereas, you know, showed a lot of weakness here on this candle. So if it does not get out of this danger zone and it starts to break to the downside, you could see some continued selling to the downside, right? 21 period moving average is pushing down now. Excuse me. As opposed to over here, the 21 period moving average was actually pushing. It was an 8 that was reacting, whereas this is the 21 and the 8 are reacting to the downside. So we could see some more potential failure if we get some major break of this level. So I would almost even extend this slightly to cover the bottom of the other block, just so you give yourself a little bit of wiggle room, right? Just covering the bottom of that, right? So those are pretty much your in plays for today. And we brought some other things from the class, and we're going to go take a look at the ES as well. Obviously, yeah, approaching highs. So shout out to the market for kind of getting back to highs relative to previous points. Also, you've got you know, NQ doing the same deal, kind of pushing highs relative to, well, let's see if it's going to reject. We're coming here to see if it'll reject. It might. We're hoping to see it break above, retest, and a push. That's ideal. We could see, you know, it already is tapping, running around, testing, and fail. That is totally well within the means, and you got to be prepared for both. So we're already, this is about 6:14. Market opens about 15 minutes. You could potentially see a utter capitulation here in the market as a regard to this rotational zone. It could fail off this, completely fail off this. And why do we say that? Because it's done it 1, 2 other times, right? Actually 3 other times, right? It comes up here, breaks a little, kind of comes up high, you know, run to the upside, euphoria, and then massive failure. And we start setting into this 1, 2 other times. So something to watch out for. And as it comes up here, it doesn't really like this level right here. It's fancy. You can go look at, maybe it's at psychologically like a key zone. You could say that. Let's see. Over here, we could say, okay, for the Qs in particular, this is 533. It's already kind of above that. It's 536. And then up above that, it's 539. So making major strides as it breaks kind of, this one's actually slightly above where it is relative to its NQ. If you go back, Qs pushing higher than the NQ, the futures. Because that is kind of relatively even, right? Relatively even, relative. Everything's relative, right? So we'll also bring to the front of the classroom the RTY, good old Russell. Got the Russell pulled up. Nothing really of note other than really the squeeze. Unbalanced volume is still kind of trending upwards. So if you're a fan of the squeeze, look for potential play to the upside. I would say, break above previous weeks. So you maybe take it next week. If it breaks above this week's high and it stays above the 8-period moving average, I would say that we could potentially see a push to the upside. Ideally, I'd want to see it to get above this 2336 level. If it gets above this 2336 level, you could potentially see it push. It could rally and maybe hopefully catch up with the rest of the market. We'll bring YM to the front of the classroom there. Good old Dow. So good old Dow is kind of strength relative to the NQ and the ES, which is the overall SPY and the QQQ. Slightly weaker, not really approaching or getting kind of close to this relative high. It's getting up there, but it's not quite there. Also, you got first day of a squeeze and play for the YM. So there's something to watch out as well. Market's getting kind of tight, but that's good because the reduced volatility increases participation, right? As premiums get cheaper, as price action gets tight, you get some nice juicy setups in and around your moving averages. We like to see stuff like that. We like to see nice juicy tight setups around your moving averages, like this one right here. This is pretty what we're talking about, right? You pull back here, a couple nice tight bars in and around the moving average, just and expands away from it. You can almost see the market as I would explain it one time to my family. You see the market as a breathing mechanism. There's breathe in, and then there's a exhale. Breathe in and exhale, right? So, and if historically you can look back, now there is some trend change, right? You might there's definitely going to be, it's not going to be flawless in that regards, but for the most part, that's how the market maneuvers, right? This warehouse wants to send me some stuff. You guys get to peer into my life via my email box. Live vicariously through that, right? We can go look at some gold and silver as well. Not Goldman Sachs, but GC. So I guess the secret's out. A lot of apparatuses that I hear from people are taking gold seriously in this environment to protect their purchasing power. And that's not just in the US, that's globally, right? A lot of the foreign reserves, that's the big banks of global of other countries, they're increasing their gold reserves, right? They're increasing their gold reserves. And in doing so, in doing so, they essentially are telegraphing their hand a little bit. Hey, we think that we want to protect our purchasing power as countries as well, right? We don't want to be just stuck holding nothing. We want to make sure that we have purchasing power parity with our partners. And that shows here in the price of gold. So definitely we got in kind of down here-ish and just rallied, but don't worry, it's not anywhere you can get your hands on it. It's in a safe, not in my house. So if you're one of these nefarious actors, trust me, good luck, right? But yeah, down here pretty nice, and then nice Ripola. But you notice, you're getting it where it's not really popular, right? When I say not really popular, it's kind of milling around for a little bit. So you gotta be, sometimes trading, you just gotta be patient, right? This is more like an insurance policy against market volatility and inflation. So if this is your insurance policy, how often do you exercise your insurance policy on your house or on your car? Well, only when there's something bad happening. So, kind of you don't want it to inflate like that, ideally. But it's just a sign of the times, really. It just is. Also, if the market's failing upwards, that's a thing as well. And we talked about that a little bit yesterday and last week. As the market fails upward. Silver, kind of same thing. Silver is relative highs there, so not looking too bad for good old silver. But yeah, could potentially make a long-term head and shoulders pattern, but I don't see that happening. Not really. You could with a neckline. The neckline would be down here. That's the problem. Neckline would be down there. Bitcoin. Yeah, let's do the Bitcoin. Good old coin. There. Nice juicy pullback. So if you're a follower of good old Bitcoin there, you could potentially, you got a squeeze in play here throughout this block. We'll actually bring that to the front of the classroom here. So a nice squeeze here. I ideally would want to squeeze here. I'd want to see it like down here, and I'd be bullish on it. I'd be pretty bullish on that squeeze. But I can't necessarily say one way or the other. This thing could fire off to the downside. The 21 is here. It could fire off to the upside. I could do either one, right? Bitcoin is kind of doing its own thing, right? With the current administration saying, hey, they're going to be friendlier to stuff like the cryptocurrencies, then you could potentially see more wider adoption in bigger banks and stuff like that as a means of transactions. I know they're looking to partner something like Bitcoin with something like XRP to execute transactions and to interface with real world items into the digital world, kind of making a digital inventory of physical products and using those to facilitate faster and faster transactions, which increases overall, a lot of the times is the amount of the bottleneck is the literal volume of trades being executed at a certain time. So if you can execute those trades at 20 times the efficiency, that's really where crypto can kind of shine with its ledger and confirmation of ledger, speeding that up. What else do we have for you guys? So we'll hop back over to some of the ETFs that we've been watching. Like we can go look at the light sweet crude. That's probably something we bring to the front of the classroom for sure. Here we go. Sorry guys. If anyone's living on the West Coast, it's really early. Over on the East Coast, it's like almost 9:30. We're here at 6:30, so we get up almost at 4 o'clock. Look at the market, do homework, do your pre-market routine kind of deal, and then you look to take plunge into these charts. But right now, light sweet crude just milling around. What I mean by milling around, it sold off, right? But along the way, it's really choppy action, not really a defined thrust, right? So you get this rally. We can go look at the rally on the daily here. You get a rally here, kind of sprawn rally. You get the buy here, and then it kind of falls through a little bit, but then nothing materializes as regards to trend change, and it just kind of fails back to where it started. So, and then it has been chopping around as since, and then you get another kind of sprawn rally, and then kind of back to where it started. So it's just milling around. It's not really decisive one way or the other. Ideally, the system that we have designed is really good for momentum and finding points of inflection inside of momentum. So whether it's a little higher than the moving average, a little lower than the moving average, you're using price to determine price, and let's say increased activity to determine where that inflection point will be, as opposed to a moving average, right? Sometimes the price actually can stop a little at, above, or below the moving average. So you don't want to just use that as your only inflection point. And we can bring to the front of the classroom some examples of that. You could say that NQ has presented plenty of opportunities at, above, or below the moving averages for long-term trends. But do you want to catch that? Just be like a naked eye buyer, or do you just want to be like, hey, I want to get in, but I want to get in and I want to be smart about it? Well, you could say, okay, well, your trend is identified with your weekly chart there. And then if you look to your right, you could say, now all these are before we developed the system, right? But let's say, for example, you're like, okay, I'll take buys on squeeze, buys on breaks above the 8-period moving average in the previous week high, and buys off dip pivots. Like we like to take, right? So you've got the first one here. You could take the buy off of this first squeeze. If it ends up firing to the upside, which it does, you get a little indication that you can take this play to the upside as it breaks this level here, and then it actually gaps and goes for you there. So that's one there. You get a spur on here at the highs. That's pretty bullish there. Now if it fails, you gotta let it go, but it does end up going and cranking out there. You also get a engulf here, boom, more rally there, and then now your moving averages are a little wide. So you gotta be careful, but you could take this, probably end up getting stopped out there. Now this is where it gets super duper interesting, right? So now you have a kind of this is kind of at this point, and I'll bring it to the front of the classroom here, but now you get this massive drop. Now where do you buy in the down, like to the point, like where do you say, okay, well, now it didn't stop at the 21, it didn't stop at the 8, looking to the left here, it did stop at this level. That's confluence number one. It did stop at a level of previous price. So price right now is dictating what's happening, not a moving average. Next is, okay, so respected price, and now you get a buy, right? A potential buy here, boom. Some people will say, okay, why don't just buy at the level? Well, why wouldn't you just buy at this level? Why wouldn't you just buy at this level, right? You're using this as a discretionary tool to say, okay, it didn't stop at this level, right? It threw a little doji right here as if it wanted to rally, but it didn't. But here, it did not throw a doji, it threw a nice juicy red candle next 2 days. There's your buy, there's your stop out, and then that spurs on the new rally, right? That's kind of the point with this, is it's giving you a little bit more x-ray insight into discretion to take this one versus this one, right? It's not always perfect in an ideal sense. Hindsight is 2020. You're seeing it again here. You got to pull back into this line. Why wouldn't it just expand from there? Well, who knows? But we do know here that as it pulled back here, right? Because it didn't break the high here at all. But as it broke the high here, that spurred on what? The new rally. Boom. So we like stuff like this. And then nice follow through for, looks to be about 3 weeks there. Not too bad at all. So hindsight is 2020. But the concept still sticks. It sticks very, very well. We did see some more of that and stuff like NVIDIA as well. So we won't bring NVIDIA to the front of the classroom. We'll go ahead and bring Tesla back to the front of the classroom. The market opens in about a minute or so. And we'll go to the trade tab for global Tesla. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and set this one to close as well. Monitor, we'll go Tesla. Not too bad. Because it pushed really to the point, right? I bring it to the front of the classroom here. Really to the point, bought here, but Tesla has since pushed about $5 and after hours trading. So we want to capitalize on that. Just taking what we can from that as it gets above that range there. go ahead and bring Tesla out here. Go ahead and say prepare to roll. Create rolling order. Boom. Where are you at, Mr. Tesla? Okay, there you are. I gotta hunt down my strikes. Oh, it hasn't really gone anywhere. Okay, so we'll keep that out there. ADP. Go ahead and make an effort to. Go ahead. Thank you. Gotcha. All the things. Lot of alerts going off because yeah. The market opens and everybody wants to tell me what's going on. Like, hey, what's going on? Thanks. We get to go back over all those good stuff, so we get to sell one of these here. Boom. Take that. Microsoft, shout out to you, Microsoft. Thank you. A lot of stuff going on here. Message board. You got WMB. Microsoft. Yeah. Test. Yeah. So now we can go back and look at good old Tesla and see where we're at, right? SMCI. Go look at that. Okay, SMCI. Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is definitely looking like it wants to go ahead and really pop to the upside there. I noted that in SMCI, I was like, man, this thing could go negative or positive, and earnings was earnings was okay. It wasn't anything crazy, but it looks like it could potentially go 10-to-1 split. That's why. But yeah, it could go up or down, and it did break that high. So this nice little juicy section here just got broken to the upside, and that's kind of why I had that alert there. It could be a new trend change and a new push, and super micro could be. We shall see. I believe it will be. That's why I put it up there. But I'm gonna wait for the system and the setup. We can go back and look at some of those messages here. DKNG. Really nice push there. Shout out to it on the break to the upside. You also get markers above, Tesla markers above, EQV, SPY. All right, we'll bring SPY to the front of the classroom real quick. So the SPY break of high there, or break of that level. To see if the squeeze will go ahead and push to the upside. That'd be really nice. Okay, yes. Limits are moving. We'll buy 5. Let's do this. Okay, so we'll take that. It will be a 2-bar professional here. Okay, APD, it's also in the works. So yeah, worked out really, really good. Love it. We'll just take our profits and run. Let's get them and go. Could be more push in the day. But at this point, I'm like, hey, take our profits and go. Anything can happen today. We don't know. We like we like the way the setup it started in. That's good though. But pretty nice little push there. Getting some capital off the board there. Nice juicy little 3-day win. There's a lot more room here. I just don't want to be in the last week there with data decay and have a gap or something like that. It's just not worth it. You got it here. Take it here. It's easy. So you can kind of look on Tesla, TSLA, where relative to the strike prices, it kind of seems as though I'll pull back a little bit, which is interesting. Oh, it is pulling back. Take a look at that. I don't know why it does stuff like this. It drops all the way over there. I just think it's very interesting. Yeah, so we'll let Tesla play out. It did go up to that level, but it's rejecting off of it. So we'll just see. Maybe this is a failure. And this is kind of what we worry about sometimes. We want to see it get above. So I think we kind of pointed that out. That we took it early, but as it gets here, could reject. So you want to see a break, retest, and push, ideally, of that level. All right. And let's see how ES is doing here. So that's really what's going on is Mr. ES. Okay, computer wants to be funny today. Okay, so a new trend change here. Nice. After hours was negative, and now we're kind of pushing back positive. We'd like to see stuff like this. Nice little ring cross here. It's tight, and we get some red here. Very nice. At VWAP as well. Right, so you could say, okay, yeah, it's pulling back, but if we get a nice juicy wash of these couple of candles right here, you could see some spur to the upside. Nice little rally. See how the Qs are doing. A little bit, it's about the same. I'd say a little bit more weakness in the Qs right now. Yeah, a little bit more weakness. Nice pop to the upside, but then it immediately gets rejected off that 2 standard deviations. This is something to watch. We're just going to let kind of stuff play out. We'll have to probably be patient, maybe wait for a setup here. We'll look at some KWEB. Okay, yep, definitely going to be rolling that. That's for sure. So KWEB, shout out to KWEB, 100 and some odd percent. That was one roll. We're gonna go ahead and do another roll there. Got 14 days, so we'll do create a rolling order, 2 verts. KWEB, where you at, man? There you are. Okay, thanks. Work with me. Work with me, chart, not against me. 36. The buy, 36 at the buy. The sell, where's the 20 delta? We'll go 1740. We'll do 40 here. Boom. And then we'll keep it the same, 28 Feb. Okay. Kind of want this one to execute a little faster than slow. Yeah, we'll give him $1. Thanks. So 36 because of the gap. Really, it's the gap that I'm worried about. The nice roll here. Also, I get to roll it at highs there. Yeah, I might want to close that. I might want to close that stupid gap. That's really what I'm worried about. So a couple of rolls there for Mr. Webb. Shout out to Mr. Webb. But system works, man. Works really good. New uptrend. Nice little pullback. Break above. Another one set in. Boom. And then boom. Nice gap there. Could keep going. Might not. We'll see what happens. I think there was one other one that we wanted to bring to the front of the classroom here. We might go ahead and let O go. Yeah, I think O's done so. O and accelerate. I think we have to take a look at that. Yeah, we're going to close out Mr. O. He's done. Yeah, I got cooked on Mr. O. Yep, let him go. Mr. O, gotta let you go. Sorry. Love you, bye. Yo, let me do my thing, man. Annoying. Super annoying. Okay. Not the trade, the software program. It wouldn't let me do what I needed to do. So yeah, O wanted to take a put on O. Didn't necessarily see that materialize and actually rallied here, which is, it happens. This setup happened in the kind of the middle of the road there. And then yeah, we'll just go ahead and let Mr. O go here. Boom. Failure to materialize a breakout to the downside. Now it's set up for a squeeze that could rally to the upside. So we'll see what happens. We'll just be patient with Mr. O. Accelerate, yeah, same deal. They're kind of in the same cohort. That's why I wanted to bring Accelerate to the front of the classroom. Yeah, this section of orders, right? You could have probably took that buy there. It would have been nice. I would imagine the market would want to get up to this level, test it again. That's my guess. I would imagine it would want to do that. Oh, we could bring VZLA to the front of the classroom as well. Look at that pretty picture. Oh, okay, yeah, up here. A little high for my taste. I want a real pullback. Yeah, there's a setup candle up here. There's a gap. Yeah, I get it, but I'd want a real pullback. Seriously. Can we get a real pullback? That'd be nice. Yeah, Tesla reacting off that level a little bit, so we'll see if it can find its legs. Go cycle through here, see how GC is doing. Not too bad. Crude, let's see how crude's doing. Middle of the road doing its thing. And we'll bring XLK, XLC, and XLF to the front of the classroom. Loving it. Look at XLC doing its thing, man. Yeah, Meta's doing its thing. Look at that. Crushing it, Meta. Crushing it. You had a heads up to this play materializing with the squeeze here. You can say, hey, oh, there's a squeeze on the board. You could take that. Squeeze for Mr. Meta. Yeah, so XLF is pushing. XLC is pushing. It's okay. XLK is not pushing, but it's not capitulating either. Yeah, XOK is pushing, but it's not pushing. It's not capitulating. It's just kind of middle of the road there. Yeah, I'd say outlook for the market right now is kind of bullish. You're kind of seeing that materialize. Nice juicy trend change on the 10-minute, and on the 2-minute, you get this engulf here for this pullback. So this candle, nice red, and then followed on by a green candle. Now remember, the first 15 minutes is anyone's ball game. So we got to let things materialize, but it does this at VWAP. So ideally, good opportunities there. We'll just let things kind of materialize there. That's cool. We had a portfolio buy in SCHD here, and it's already kind of proving beneficial. Good addition here. Kind of get in next few days, and it starts being profitable. We can also look at one of our other portfolio favorites, Boeing. Shout out to Boeing, starting a new trend, going up. This is good. We had a buy bias on this, and I kind of like to see that. ASML, we'll bring that to the front of the classroom really quick. So yeah, ASML, man, new trend change for ASML there. I want to go ahead and get this as well. Some ASML. We'll wait for a pullback though. We'll wait for a pullback on ASML. But yeah, ASML, man, definitely a good buy there for sure. Hindsight being 2020, as it expanded away from the moving average, started hitting 3 ATR, that would have been ideally the best position to buy. I think we were looking to here take a buy, just to never materialize. But now you've got a trend change, so ASML pullbacks are valid. Pullbacks are valid for ASML. Pullbacks are valid for ASML. AMD, kind of same story. Got a reversal to the mean trade. Don't see those too often, but we did take that. But yeah, pullbacks are not quite valid for AMD. Right? AMD is in a very defined downtrend, and you can get washed in the sauce trading against the trend. The trend is your friend, so watch the trend. I think this Friday might be a dud. Look at Mr. Palantir here. Continuing its parabolic rise, Mr. Palantir. I'm scaling out of quite a few stocks here. Palantir was one of them. Took off some positions at highs there. So, yeah, it went to the moon, and when it gets there, you're going to get off and walk around. That's kind of the deal. But shout out to Mr. KWEB, star of the show today. Definitely pushed, bought, roll, parabolic move. We like to see that. We're still in this on the roll. So we've taken profits twice and definitely covered our initial risk for sure. So now that we're in the trade for free, we could just, this is one of those situations where whatever happens. You've taken your risk and made profit. So now you're at the casino potentially for free. If you knew you could be in a casino and no matter what, you leave with the money you came with, how long would you be in the casino? And that's the name of the game. If you can understand that analogy, you'll do fine in this game. We're having fun at this point with KWEB. I'm gonna put these lines here for the trend. Boom. And just have fun, man. This is at this point, this is fun. Just letting things materialize, letting things show up as they want. So we'll go back to ES and we'll act accordingly. See. Yeah. So it worked out pretty good. Nice push. Not to be a worry sport. You got this level up here. I think the market's I think your market's fair that we might have to be patient for another 2 days. Monday could be the deciding factor for breaking highs. We may get some big whales taking that buy, getting us above highs. No one wants to be the Siggenfreuden. They don't want to be the sucker. So with this squeeze though, could be just what she needs to really punch to the upside. We just have to let it work its way up there. Okay, seeing good stuff from XLK. We like that. I already know XLC is doing its thing. And XLF's showing somewhat bullish move, so that's good. If you want to see a push in the ES, those three are gonna have to be at least involved for this for the ES to push. We have to wait and see. Pull back to VWAP is what we're waiting for. Get a nice opportunity to get a pullback to VWAP there, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, let's stop out on O is brutal. Brutal stop out on O. Oh, you gotta be nicer to us, man. Gotta be nicer to us. We've been shouting you out since 2023. You treat us like this? How dare you? Yeah, how dare you? Oh. Yeah. Yeah, real estate rallying here. It's still rallying into a downtrend, but a rally's a rally. Let's go look at some Lily. Haven't seen Lily in a while. What's going on, Mr. Lily? Yeah. Yeah, this one's not valid, not really. Trend's probably about to change here. So wouldn't mind seeing some red pullbacks into new trend. Go ahead and mark that up now. So it says here. So there's that. And then we'll just wait for what we're looking for as a setup candle with a new trend. So pullback would definitely be valid for Lily. Yeah, it's not being too violent, which is good. I think that we can get back to highs at 61.51. Oh, that would be ideal. Before we see any massive amounts of selling or maybe even a push above. Go pop over there and take a look at NVIDIA. That'd be a good look. Love to see that. Can the American chip designer survive? Want to see it survive deep sink? We'll see. See if we can do it. I'm not sure. We won't know if it'll survive if good old the Red Scare, so to speak. Speaking of, yeah, look at that pop to highs. Wasn't expecting that at all. 49 definitely would have took some off there. That was today. Totally missed that boat. Back at 46 though. So yeah, our buy here in the works globally too. Look, the buy here, and then some flat action there. Didn't get really close to our stop out, being a 2-bar professional there. But really below that line, the resistance, and then boom, boom, and then it's still continued to climb. Right, punching well above. What's that 3 ATR? You know, we could say, you know, okay, all-time highs at 3 ATR. Well, it was well above that for a minute. So let's go look at it here. Yeah, it probably would have been. You had to be right on the money with that. Let's see. Sell 3 here. So we'll sell 3 at highs as a point of order. Yep, just give us the arrow. Give us the arrow. Equal space intervals of selling on the way up. Also take a look at Baba there. Very similar story. A lot of expansion in the across the water there, and I think JD. You look at JD. Yeah. See this puppy right here. Nice gap. What's that setup? Not too bad. Not too bad, JD. JD.com. Nice juicy rip here. Boom. Gap and go. You would have got in. It would have peekabooed you. And next day you would have been happy. You're like, ooh. That's about as zen of a trade you can get. Like, I don't have to worry about nothing. Peekaboo you in. Slight pullback. You're like, oh, okay. See how this is going to go. And then wham. Nice gap to the upside. Run. All that good jazz. Well, yeah, shout out to good old Mr. JD. That's across the pond. That's what we look at across the pond. Not really worried about anything else. There's some other stuff you could look at, but I'm not really caring about anything else. I know McDonald's. We've been looking at McDonald's here recent. No. Sorry, guys. McDonald's. Let's see. Nice gap on McDonald's. Shout out to it. Gap on McDonald's for earnings. And this is probably going to go. Well, 21 is going up, so I'm going to go ahead and preemptively put the trend there. I do believe it will go green. Yeah. Well, guys, it's a 7, and I think that's all the time we have for today. We'll go hop back over to ES before we go, but you saw us taking some profits on BYD, and we almost took some on Tesla. Almost rolled that, but it didn't really go as far as we thought. Yeah, it did go like $5, but since pulling back, so it hasn't really gone anywhere new. So we're hoping that changes. Yeah, it's pulling back essentially. So we'll be a little bit more patient on Mr. Tesla. But you saw us take some profits on BYD and then KWEB. We got hit on O. Close that out. Definitely made up for it on a couple of these other ones though, for sure. But O was hoping that could be a pretty good move for us. Didn't necessarily pan out that way. But yeah, KWEB, Palantir still pushing, JD, all pretty good looks for short today. So thanks guys. We'll tap in with you guys soon, and appreciate you guys bearing with me while I'm sick, man. Not in the studio, but still here with you guys. So you guys have a wonderful day.